All right. So I want to talk about this game called Tormentor. And honestly, this one is different. Not just horror different, not just violent different, but genuinely disturbing in a way that most modern games don't dare to be. When I first saw it, I thought it would just be another edgy indie horror game trying too hard to shock people. But once I got into it, I realized it goes way beyond that. This game is built around discomfort, around tension, around power and consequences in a way that sticks with you hours after you're done playing. The first thing that hit me was how unapologetic the game is in its tone. There's no soft intro, no warm-up section. You get thrown straight into the role of someone who isn't a hero, isn't a survivor, isn't even a victim. You play as the Tormentor, someone who runs these dark, sadistic arenas where people are captured, punished, and showcased to an audience. It's wild because the game doesn't even try to morally expose you. It simply gives you a role and says, "Do with this what you will." And that's where the psychological side comes in. Because if you're uncomfortable, good. The game wants that. What surprised me most is how much strategy is actually behind all the gore. The game isn't just mindless torture. You're essentially managing a sort of underground torture as entertainment empire. You design chambers, you upgrade tools, you plan executions or punishments, and you try to satisfy this twisted audience who pays you based on your performances. It's sick, but also strangely structured. You have to make decisions like what type of victim to capture, what apparatus to use, how to position traps, how to time everything to get the maximum effect. It's like a management game from hell. And the gameplay? It's a weird blend of trap setting, first-person action, stealth, and creativity. You're not just watching machines work, you're interacting with everything. You drag victims, activate mechanisms, lure them into deadly contraptions, or sometimes you perform actions manually. There's this constant feeling of control, but also a constant awareness that you're doing something seriously messed up. And the game leans into that discomfort. It doesn't shy away from graphic brutality. If anything, it wants you to confront what you're doing. Graphically, Tormentor is surprisingly detailed. The lighting sells the atmosphere better than anything else. You get these flickering industrial lights, wet concrete floors, steel grates dripping with old blood, shadows that stretch unnaturally long across the room. The victims look terrified in a way that feels uncomfortably real. The animations, the sound design, especially the screams, the metal scraping, the distant thumps, they all combine to make you feel uneasy at all times. Even when nothing is happening, the game feels tense. The environments are all handcrafted to look like abandoned industrial hellholes. Rusty catwalks, underground facilities, sewer-like tunnels, and torture arenas that feel like someone spent way too much time designing them. And honestly, that works. The world feels lived in, or maybe died in is a better phrase. Each arena is its own personality. Some are mechanical, others ritualistic, others purely chaotic. You get to customize many elements, which gives a weird sense of ownership, like you're tuning the perfect nightmare factory. What I didn't expect is how much the game pushes creativity. You're rewarded for thinking outside the box. Setting up elaborate sequences of traps, combining mechanical devices with environmental hazards, or timing things so the victim goes through multiple phases of pain before the final blow. It's a twisted sandbox. And you realize quickly the game's design is deeper than push button, blood happens. You have physics to work with, timing to consider, and reactions from both the victim and the audience. The AI actually responds in interesting ways. Victims try to escape, resist, hide, or plead. Some of them fight back, which adds another layer to the gameplay. There's no co-op here, and honestly, it's obvious why. This game is not something you experience with friends for fun. It's intentionally solitary. Just you, the dark halls, the machines, and the people you've caught. If there were other players, it would just become a meme game. But with you alone making the decisions, the weight of it hits harder. It's psychological more than social. And here's the thing that surprised me most. The game has this progression system that feels almost like an RPG. You upgrade tools, unlock new torture devices, expand your base, attract different kinds of customers, capture more dangerous victims, and even enhance your abilities. It gives that addicting loop of one more upgrade, even when the subject matter makes you question yourself. And weirdly, that's kind of the point. The game is designed to make you question what you're doing while still giving you the mechanical satisfaction of progress. It's like it's constantly poking at human curiosity in a really dark way. The sound deserves its own praise. Every metallic clang, every drip, every muffled scream behind a wall is crafted to set your nerves on edge. Sometimes I found myself stopping just to listen, because the ambience alone creates this anxiety that something horrible is about to happen, even when you're the one causing it. There's this low, rumbling industrial soundtrack that pulses like a heartbeat. It feels alive, like the entire facility is breathing around you. But the game isn't perfect. Some animations can be janky, pathfinding can bug out, and there are moments when the game feels more like a shock value showcase than a fully polished experience. But even then, it maintains its identity. It's not trying to be clean or smooth. It's raw, dirty, oppressive, and honestly uncomfortable, and I respect it for that. Horror games often rely on jump scares or cheap tricks. This game relies on you, your actions, your choices, your willingness to keep going. One of the moments that stuck with me the most was when I finished setting up this huge, elaborate trap sequence. I hit the switch, the sequence started, the victim panicked, tried to run, and then everything went exactly how I planned it. It was brutal, horrible, and successful. And I sat back in my chair thinking, why did that feel satisfying? And that's when it hit me. The game is messing with you psychologically. It turns the mirror toward you and asks, what does this say about you? And that's powerful. Not many games force that kind of introspection. By the end of my session, I realized Tormentor isn't a game you play casually. It's something you experience. It's unsettling, intense, and designed to push boundaries. You're not meant to feel comfortable. You're meant to feel conflicted. You're given power, and then you're forced to sit with the consequences of how you use it. If you like horror that digs under your skin instead of just scaring you, if you like strategy mixed with twisted creativity, or if you're just looking for something completely different from the usual AAA formula, Tormentor definitely stands out. It's not for everyone, not even close, but for the people who appreciate its direction, it's unforgettable. Thanks for listening, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.